Name and DOC.
Ricky Thomas, 125550.
All right, Mr. Thomas, my name is Cheryl Renata. This is Mr. Roach seated to my left. This is Wise seated to my right. We're your parole panel this morning. I'm going to read some information into the record, ask you to confirm, and I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Wise. Your case has been assigned to her this morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Miss Cheryl, this is Deputy Warden Amble. I'm in the board right now.
All right, thank you.
Warden Falco is gonna replace me as soon as he gets here.
Okay, all right, thank you. Mr. Thomas, excuse me, you're classified as a 7th felony offender. You're currently serving a life sentence. You were sentenced as a habitual offender in Caddo Parish in January 2006 for simple burglary at inhabited dwelling. You have a parole eligibility date, which was determined to be August 1st, 2021. Is that information correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Would you answer Ms. Wise's questions, please?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good
How's
morning.
it going? How's it going?
Fine.
Good. Tell us, how long you been in jail?
Best of my knowledge, 18 and a half years,
Okay, about 18 years, okay. And how old are you today?
53.
3. How much education do you have?
Right now I'm in literacy.
Good. How's it going?
It's gone well to count a little, count a little tough, but they tell me to try to do the best that I possibly can, and I'm not giving up. I'm staying in it, and try to learn more that I can learn.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. That's the key. Don't give up. I saw that you were counting in special ed classes when you were up in school. Did you ever get a check when you were coming up?
Ma'am?
Did you ever get an SSI check when you were coming up? Do you remember?
No, ma'am.
Not that you know of, huh? I do want to inform you that all law enforcement is opposed to your early release. That there's nothing, but they are. I want to read something that was said about you, and I want you to think about it and tell me what you. It said it described you as a career criminal who has accumulated more than 9 felony convictions, 2 of which are crimes of violence. You've been granted parole 9 times and you were revoked 7 times. Your prior actions show a complete disregard for the safety and property of others. And he is highly likely to reoffend if granted parole, and that he does not desire rehabilitation. And you pose a continuing danger to the public. What do you say to that? You being described like, is that you today?
Ma'am?
Is that you today?
No, ma'am. I'm a changed man now. I'm not young anymore, and I made bad mistakes all my life, and I'm rehabilitating. I'm ready to prove that I can do better.
Good to hear. You've had any substance abuse treatment?
Yes, ma'am.
How you plan on staying clean and sober if you let go today?
Continue to do the same thing that I'm doing to him, stay away from around people that do it, and continue to encourage others not to do it.
Okay. What program did you take for substance abuse?
Our program,
Yeah, you remember what programs you had?
like 100-hour substance abuse, anger management, victim awareness. And right now I'm in Thanking for a Change. I have like 2 weeks left on that.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. And probation parole was able to reach out to your family. Your sister said you can live with her. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, but my daughter want me to live with her.
That's great. That's good.
In Shreveport.
In Shreveport, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That's where you committed all these crimes in Shreveport?
No, ma'am. Vivian, Louisiana, and Houston.
Yeah.
When I was
Yeah, they kind of right together though, but okay, you're right, you're right. I do want to inform, probation parole was able to reach one of the victims, and they were unopposed to your early release. And I just want you to know that.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do every day now besides your literacy class?
I work in the Vets Club at Camp F,
Okay,
and I attend religion service, and I also minister word of God also to the population.
okay. You're an inmate minister.
Well,
Okay, no,
I say
okay.
God ministry.
Yeah. And when I look back at your history, like I've already stated, you have very poor supervision history. And how would you support yourself? How would you?
I have a job lined up dealing with roofing, and
Okay.
just get a job and just work and just, support my kids and be a role model for my son, my two daughters, and also my grandson, and continue to go to serve church service and not run the street and just work, go to church, stay here, come back home.
Okay, good. And your last write-ups, I'm looking, you've had 18 write-ups in a little over 17 years. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your last one was in 2015.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you expect your family to show up today? Why were they able to come to the hearing?
They said they were going to be watching on the stream. They did recommendation, my 3 children, and the classification at Camp Air Force been faxed up here to the classification up here somehow.
But in terms of substance treatment, you said the only thing you've had is you've only had one class. What kind of class did you have for substance abuse treatment? What have you had?
100 hours.
That's 100 hours of pre-release. Yeah, you said that. But did you have living in balance? You had living in balance?
Yes, ma'am. That's the one I pretty much left out. Living in balance. I got it right here.
Okay. Oh, good. Oh, that's all I had, Jim.
Chairman, Mr. Rusher. Mr. Thomas, good morning.
Good morning.
You are an habitual offender, been on supervision 9 times and revoked 7 times. Nothing you said this morning would convince me to place you on supervision again. Tell me why I should allow you your freedom and vision for the 10th time.
Well, I am changed, and
Tell me how.
I'm a changed man. I'm not the same man that I was when I burglarized all the crimes that I have done in life, and I'm very remorseful for what I have done, the role that I played in these crimes, and I'm very remorseful for them, and I'm changed, and I never want to be the same man that I was when I come in here, and I do everything in my power to learn more and do more and be able to be a helping hand for those who are in need. And if I've been here, God help change me and give me another chance to, if I'm granted parole, I want to be able to prove to the law enforcement, also to this board today, to go back out and do the right thing. For my heart is changed and I'm broken. And I never want to get in trouble again and come back to this place again. I want to be a hard working man and work for what I want and not break in and steal and take from people. And I don't want to hurt nobody anymore.
Mr. Thomas, what's your sobriety plan? How do you plan to stay away from drugs and alcohol?
Staying out of the street and be responsible for my actions, and also think positive things and not negative things, and just don't want to be around it no more. I learned to hate being on drugs because it played a part in me being incarcerated, and I don't have nothing to do with it no
When's
more.
the last time you used illegal drugs?
when the last time I was in the free world before I when I caught the charge, I was on drug at the time, but when I got into Paris, I rededicated my life back to God, and because I didn't want to be the same no more. I'm 50.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Thomas, did you have a job before you came to prison?
I had roofing job. I had kind of failed it. I made bad decision and just quit working, and that would
So,
get in
right
trouble.
before you came to prison, you were not employed. Is that what you're saying?
Ma'am,
Right before you came to prison, you didn't have a job. You had quit your job.
I had quit.
Okay. Tell me about your affiliation with the Rolling 60s.
I had cousin and thing was in it, but I used to run with them, but not doing nothing bad, with them or nothing like that. I was kind of young and just foolish and hanging out with people, that was, gang related. They labeled me as, a gang member, but I don't even hang out with none here. And I'm not planning on hanging out with none when I get out there. So
You were just running with them and drugging with them.
ma'am.
You were just running with them and drugging with them, but nothing.
Yes, ma'am. Nothing. I never caught no charge with, none of them things that they do. And it's just something that we, being young and you just want to get in, being foolish and stupid, and crazy. And I don't have no intention, and being involved in it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, sir. Let me ask the warden, is there any comments that you can add to the conversation?
Yes, Mr. Thomas is a minimum A trustee, and he's assigned to line 30H, which is the B line, which is the residential line. Just letting y'all know that. His target is low, and everything else he did do substance abuse, living in balance, and anger management. He is currently enrolled in T4C. He's been in literacy for a while since he's been here, but he's been unable to attain his GED.
Thank you. Mr. Thomas, is there anything you'd like to say to us before we vote?
I just ask y'all to see me as a new man in Christ Jesus, and I pray that you will grant me this parole and that I can prove that I can be a better person as I am today. And I just, for my last time, say that I'm very remorseful for what I did. I had made wrong decisions, and now I'm on the right path now, and I'm ready to do the right thing. I refuse to go back being the same person.
All right, good. Thank you, sir. I think we are ready to vote, Mr. Thomas. Mrs. Wise will be voting first.
Mr. Thomas, let me tell you, I have you're a challenge to me. You really present a challenge to me this morning. But I am inclined to take a chance on you. Can you see you?
They have it. Could y'all put the camera back on him?
We having trouble with the camera. They trying to I actually get off of me.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
I want it off of me too.
I'm glad you knew it was on you because you just looked. Mr. Thomas, I'm really having a good time. I'm a hard time, a difficult time trying to decide on you. But I'm inclined to take a chance on you. My vote is red after you complete Steve Holt. I do believe you need a long-term substance abuse treatment program to get some skills. After that, your residence plan would have to be approved by probation and parole. You have your last write-up was in 2015. And Warren had positive things to say about you. And you just, and I believe that I believe you have put it behind you. Best wishes to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr.
Mr. Thomas, you hadn't convinced me this morning. You have an extensive criminal history. The DA, the judge, saw fit to be you as an habitual offender because you are a terror to society. You have been convicted of 7 or 8 felonies. You've been on supervision 9 times and revoked 7 times. I know you're doing better. I want to see a longer period of time. You've only been incarcerated 17 years on a life sentence. I want you to take additional programs. I want you to participate in organizations, do some community service. And if I see a year or 2 of excellent performance as an offender, I might be willing to grant you, based on your extensive criminal history, a terrible supervision history, and express opposition by vote is to deny your request.
All right, Mr. Thomas, I am concerned too. You do have a lengthy criminal history. You acknowledge that. And you do have some violent offenses in your record. So that's concerning to me. And you were revoked at least 4 times that I could tell. I do believe you said your heart has changed, and I do believe, but I do believe you need some additional, some tools in your toolbox so that you can succeed when you get out. Your day's coming. It's just not today. I would recommend to the warden, you need some vocational skills training, some job skills training. I mean, I know you said you have the roofing experience, but you need a little bit more than that. I'd like to see you take victim awareness, particularly since you have some violent crimes in your history. My vote today is to deny, but with encouragement, take the programs, reapply once you've completed some programs, and maybe you'll have a different outcome the next time you see me. I hope so. Good luck to you.
Can I say,
Go ahead.
the program, that you said take, how about the same ones that I already took in?
No, with you there. They know, they understand what we're talking
I
about.
understand what you're talking about. I understand what she's talking about. I got you.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
She'll take care of it. Thank you, sir.
Right.